back to the first live stream. And just give me a second, guys. I know it's gonna be the uncut version, so you can might as well see me doing stupid things like not turning my phone on DND. So, first things first. Welcome to my live stream. I am Rohit, aka DJNRC. Many of you probably follow me on X. Some of you may have just also seen my YouTube channel. It's called Crypto Scoop FM. If you haven't seen it, let me just open it for you because I'd love for you guys to check it out. It's where I used to so far create my basically videos on crypto, emerging trends, metas, and insights that I'm seeing. And you can already see I am basically streaming it live on X, on Pump Fun, and on YouTube. So this is going to be the first feed. On this channel, I usually share a lot of alpha and insights around, a lot of emerging topics that I think are very interesting in the crypto markets, things that you ought to know, things outside of the trenches, because guys, this cycle is all about revenue. And it's, my friend Alex, who you can see right here, and, he often says that it's kind of stupid to call revenue a meta because every company needs revenue to survive. And I kind of agree with him. Actually, let me put on my earphones because there's some noise. Yeah, so there's always this this misunderstanding that revenue is a meta. Revenue is exactly how every company out there survives, and so it's important that you keep your head outside like take your head out of the sand and look at the world from a more broader, more macro perspective. Because the more broader you are, you will be able to then start seeing or separating what is signal versus what is the noise. And I feel in today's world it's more and more important. Anywho, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you guys to jump into my channel. It's at the rate Crypto Scoop FM, and it would be kind of fun. Okay, so that was it. Now what I want to say is nothing that I say should be construed as financial advice, life advice, or legal advice. I know crypto is inherently risky, and everything could go down to zero, including Bitcoin. It will not happen. Hopefully, I hope and pray, but it is what it is. So be aware of that. So if you're going to make any financial decisions, any life decisions, any legal decisions based on this stream, this video, then it's all on you. It's not on me. All right. So with that out of the picture, I want to say that today's stream is special because this is the first time that I'm actually streaming on Pump Fun. And I did this because for the last couple of weeks, I went through this graph. Have you seen that typical Gartner graph? Let me actually find you the Gartner life cycle graph. Life cycle. I think we should be able to find it right here. All right. So this is the graph. Let me just move this out of the way. So this is the graph which shows anytime there is a new technology trigger, suddenly everybody is extremely excited, right? It's this wave up, and that's called the peak of inflated expectations, right? Then things crash and burn when we realize, okay, things are not as hot as we thought they were. And we've seen this with AI, we've seen this with blockchains, we've seen this with crypto, we've seen this with quantum computing. We've seen this with like way back 100 years when Ford wanted to introduce motor cars, like horse buggy owners went through the exact same process. So this is nothing new. This is just human emotion, or how we kind of respond to new stuff in a chart. That's all this is telling me. So there is a technology trigger. You have a peak of inflated expectations. You go through the slope of enlightenment slowly. Like after hitting the trough, you then start to see, okay, maybe there is something here. So this happened to people in 2021 who they didn't make it in crypto, but they stuck around. And the reason they stuck around is they saw something that others didn't, which was the slope of enlightenment. And now we're in this plateau of productivity, or not yet. Maybe we are still in the slope of enlightenment. I can't say for sure. But definitely for a lot of technologies in crypto, like the subcultures, we definitely are hitting a plateau of productivity. Like I feel like memes are right there, which is probably why Elon decided that, okay, the next big thing that we ought to do is SocialFi. And so the whole creator streamer coin meta is unraveling. Okay. So the reason I started there was because it's important, like in context, it's important to understand how cycles work. how the macro plays out, because how macro plays out is the single most important factor, how micro plays out. So what do I have on this show for you today? In this show today, I'm going to start with a few like big charts. I'm going to look at Bitcoin. I'm going to look at Ethereum. I'm going to look at Solana, right? I'm going to look at the total three. I'm going to look at the Bitcoin dominance terms. I'm going to run through them like very, very quickly. I'm not going to give you a commentary of it, the buy levels or whatever, but I'm just general uptrend. So you will get to see how I kind of, let the markets tell me what's happening, not crypto Twitter or not some analyst. So that's something that I think is very, very important. So let's start there first. Let me open TradingView, and then we jump from them. Okay, let's see how it goes. All right, it's loading. All right, I have it now. So let me pull this up for you guys. Wait a sec, guys. Sorry. Okay, I'm having some trouble with my trading. Oh, it's loaded. Thank God. Thank God. Okay, so what do we see here, right? So let me first go to my charts, right? And I'm gonna first go to my macro charts, right? So let's start with Bitcoin. What the F is happening with Bitcoin? And, okay, it's always good to look at the most long-term, like time frame, because that just tells you, are we still in a rhythm of, it basically tells you what the trend is. And if you really look at this chart closely, and something that I want to add here, that every chart in the world has four phases, right? There is a stage one accumulation. So where would that be in this chart? Like, no prizes for guessing, but let me mark it for you, right? This was the exact bottom, right? And this is what is typically called a stage one chart. Let me add this. So this is stage one of a chart. It's called accumulation, right? So this is the range where where all the sellers basically were exhausted, and the buyers and sellers found equilibrium at this level. So this was between 15,000 and 32,000, right? All the way until October 2023. So a lot of people say we're not in a super cycle and this and that thing, but if you really look at this chart very closely, you can see from October of 2023, if I draw a scale from October 2023, which is right here, and I draw it to today, right? How much upside do we have on Bitcoin? It's 281%, guys. So we're almost 3%, 3x up in this phase. And during this phase, we've had higher highs and higher lows. We've seen on the 100-day, sorry, let me just make sure these are, yes, on the 200-day, which is the red moving average, the 100-day, which is the orange one, the 50-day, which is the green one, and the 30-day, which is the 30 week, I'm sorry, I'm saying days, but it's all weekly averages. 30 week, all of them are trending upwards. We have an RSI here, right, which from right around this period, right, where we were, it started uptrending, and since then it's been above one, right, which shows that it's a highly reflexive, risk on asset. And when money kind of starts moving, liquidity starts shifting from from TradFi to crypto. This is the first asset. And so all of this points me to the chart being extremely bullish. The only thing that is concerning to me in this chart right now, but it's not that big a concern because now it's a huge asset, but it's basically the volumes. And I have two theories here, right? So I'll tell you my first thinking, right? Typically, I'll tell you what typically means. So when, let me just grab a trend line and draw from here. So if you see this, right? So we can clearly see that volumes are declining. What does that mean? It means less buyers and sellers are in the market for Bitcoin. That's all it means, right? The other thing that I feel is why this might have happened is because now you have much larger sellers. So because you have much larger players and the price of the asset is much higher, you have like more institutional buying happening, like IBET with BlackRock, which is the ETF, or the digital asset treasuries. So they are buying in volumes, but they are fewer buyers, which is why the price is not moving like crazy, even if they are. But retail, I feel, is completely absent of Bitcoin right now. And I think this is true as well, because I was reading this note somewhere, how many people in the world own Bitcoin. It was less than 1% or 0.1% or whatever it was. And that tweet further said that you can retire with 0.1 BTC. right? So you can clearly see you're still very, very early. That could be one reason. Another reason, especially right now, if I look from November 24, another declining trend right here. This is my feeling. I could be wrong. It could simply be people from this point onwards have started to rotate towards like more risk on stuff in crypto, especially crypto natives. That might also explain. But overall, the trend is extremely bullish. It's creating higher highs and higher lows. On if I zoom in now, if I zoom in on the daily, if we look at what's happening, right? Let's look at this daily. So this it hit a low on 5th of April, which was 73,000. So let me just draw a local low here. Oh, not right. I will have to get in horizontal ray. Right, so if I draw one here, right, now you can see it bottomed at this point, right? And since then, it's been kind of going higher highs. But this is the first time when it kind of broke trend at this. Because the reason why it broke trend at this point was it was in price discovery and there was nothing to drive it further. Meaning, yes, there are digital asset treasuries, but let's face it, like Saylor is the only guy who's buying. And Saylor has now said that he's not going to raise new debt to buy. And once you have the largest buyer kind of sending that signal that it's going to wait for like better opportunities to raise more capital and buy, that completely changes how others feel about this asset. But that doesn't mean that this asset isn't stronger enough. I just feel that that we can. I no longer look at Bitcoin as a cryptocurrency or a crypto asset. I see it more and more as a TradFi asset. So a best indicator to look at Bitcoin is gold. I was also listening to Ben Cohen earlier, who said that right now the price is at its bull market support band. Right, I think he recorded this video a couple of days back, though, not sure. But anyways, he said we are at the bull market support band, and until it is above its bull market support band, because it touched its bull market support band in many Septembers in previous history. So let's look at the right now, right, September in the bull market support band right here, which is in it, like the bull market support band is the 20-day SMA and the 20-day SMA, 21-day EMA. I'm looking at the daily chart right now, but 30-day is a good indicator. So the blue one, right? So it's the pink one, sorry. It's trading above that, which is a good signal, right? The only thing I don't like it is it's trending downwards and the volumes are falling. So there is a scenario, because we always say September rectember thesis, right? So if that is true, it could come all the way to its 50-day trend line, which is at 112 right now. So possible that it gets a correction until that point, and then it does this rally forward. If this is indeed the top, because Ansem said, I have a gut feeling that this is the top. The only indicator on this chart which concerns me, actually two indicators, is that falling volumes. Since even if I look at the shorter time frame, like even from April, we're just looking at declines right here. And the RSI also rose, and then now it's kind of falling, but it's rising again. So that's a good thing, guys. But I would want to have clear confirmations with like good volumes and a breakout, which I feel will happen once the rate cuts happen. Right, so this is all on BTC. If we look at the ETH BTC chart, then what is happening? ETH continues to maintain strong momentum against Bitcoin. It kind of created this little stage one accumulation here. Then it's just ramping up right now. So this is probably still higher highs and higher lows. This is the first time it created a lower low, right, at this point, and it started triggering again. So this might be a little concerning, which means like BTC is kind of gaining strength, or ETH is kind of losing strength, right? But I think it's still overall a pretty bullish chart. The volumes have been strong and consistent. The long-term moving averages, 100 and 200-day, fairly are very strong and up and to the right. So that is still good. So which tells me that ETH is a lot more reflexive and stronger asset in comparison to Bitcoin right now. Now, if we look at Ethereum itself, man, this is a killer chart. I think, I don't know, congratulations if you bought at this step at 1400, which was in April of 25, because after that, it just did one accumulation range here after doing a massive breakout at this price range around 1800, and then it just broke off. Like once it was, because this was its last accumulation. So let me just mark this on the chart. So right around this price, right? If I draw right around, I'll ignore the bottom, but this price. There was accumulation here, and I'm sure if I go back, yes, there's a lot of accumulation here. So it was extremely challenging. for it to break out of this. And because this wasn't old, right? This is just September 24, last quarter of 24. And we're just 1 year down the line. So breaking this was a major bull factor, and you can already see volume confirmations and things going up. So very, very cool. Now what's going to happen is, I don't know, like it's just my prediction. I could be completely 100% wrong. But I feel like there are a lot of bullish indicators for them. The biggest one is the volumes are still crazy, right? It's still growing. It's not as hot as this, but it is still not as bad as, I don't know. Let's look at let's look at this accumulation in September, right? Look at the volumes. So we're almost sitting at double the volumes right now, which is good. The moving averages are pretty solid. They're up and to the right. Although the 30-day, I think, is it the 30-day? Let me just confirm. Okay, no. The 30-day is kind of, it's right there. It's at its 30-day moving average, which is in one way a support band. And if it bounces from here with good volumes, it will just break. And I'm pretty sure it will break because there's just too many underlying factors which is driving Ethereum at this stage. You have digital asset treasury, you have Tom Lee, you have SBET with now Linea also doing their TGE, and Joseph Flu being on top. You have stable coins and more stable coin issuers coming on chain. So extremely bullish. I think when it breaks, it will easily go to 57, 58. And maybe if the 4-year halving bull cycle is true, then this could go to like 10, 15K as well. Again, no financial advice. All right, let's look at Sol very quickly. So what's happening on Sol is actually extremely bullish chart. Again, since April, it has had pretty much the same journey. The good thing about this is you have a trending, RSI which is going up. You have volume spikes here finally, which are good, and you have a very steep 30-day moving average, and so it's just breaking out right now. So this is serious resistance for it right now, right? I think it should be able to do its top, which was how much? 295, maybe 296 something. It should be able to cross that if they have significant momentum. I was hearing some folks earlier today that the new digital asset treasury company buying Solana, which is basically that a collaboration merger between basically backed by Jump Crypto, which is one of the largest trading houses, backed by Galaxy, which is an asset management issuer, and Multicoin, which has been a Solana VC, early stage VC for the longest time. So all of them have been behind this. I think they understand DeFi very well. They understand the core building blocks of Solana and the blockchain industry very, very well. So I feel like this is going to do extremely well this cycle. So be a little careful. It might have a little pullback to this region again, maybe 200, 205. If you're lucky, these are like good buy the dip opportunities. And irrespective of whatever happens today with FOMC, I really feel this is going to happen because usually after rate cuts, positive or negative, and I think Ted Pillows shared a good tweet about this. If you don't follow him, I highly recommend you follow at the rate Ted Pillows on X. And he keeps sharing some interesting insights. And today's chart, he basically showed that in all the previous rate cuts, we had the prices kind of dipping after that. So something to keep an eye on, right? But overall, extremely bullish on Solana. And then I heard somebody tweeting that Total 2 or something just broke all-time high. I think it's this one, right? Today is, yeah. So you can see now Total 3, which is Total 3, right? Total 3, which is the total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. This now wicked it and created its new high, which is at 1.16 trillion. Extremely bullish for altcoins, all I'll say. Strong volumes, rising, moving averages, lower highs, higher highs, broke its significant resistance at this range, and then simply now, rocketed up. But this is look at this, guys. Look at this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 days of absolute buying mayhem on the alts chart right now. So, okay, these are the big charts that I want to see. Also, very quickly on the Bitcoin dominance, continues to slip downwards. If you see, it is going down, down, down. I don't know where it will stop. I think in 2021, let's say in 21, what it was. Let me just open the weekly chart very quickly. Zoom it out for you guys. But you can see, yes, this is the range. This is 39%. This was in September 22. This was in January 22 or late November 21. This was the 21 cycle. Then this was the 2017 cycle right here. So we're far off. So technically, I would say we are still in alt season, but not in the mania banana zone, right? Because once it drops so much, you can already see what kind of crazy. This is basically when your crappy cycles, crappy coins also do incredibly well. So we still have like at least 32% to go. I don't know if it will go all the way to that. It is quite possible that. Let me remove this for a second. It's quite possible that it could just come here and then go up again, higher Bitcoin dominance, which means Bitcoin could do well, or it will just stay where it is, and because Bitcoin is the largest asset, your Bitcoin dominance will show it as well. So those are your charts, extremely bullish, broader macro charts. All right. So what next? What next? Okay, I basically, what I did was, oh, I see, I have a chat. What do you have? No signals on pump, sir. I'm coming to pump, and I'll tell you what my thought process on pump is. Decode. Hold on. Right. So okay, what else do we have? So I want to first start with some very interesting news. This one was this chart, basically, posted by Smart DeFi BNB, shows you how much liquidity, what is the exchange stablecoin ratio, right, to Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin exchange stablecoin ratio, and you can see right now that the liquidity is like extremely sitting on the sideline. It's not yet deployed. So what this means is capital is currently waiting patiently, at least the smart money folks. And what are they waiting for? They're waiting to see how the macroeconomic data in the US comes out, especially now that we saw month on month there was an increase in CPI. We also saw that it met expectations, which is good. So lovely. But today we have the US retail numbers coming out. You also have employment, numbers, non-farm employment data coming out this week. So a bunch of interesting like macro data. But the most important thing is the FOMC meeting this Wednesday, and that's when they will determine, it's if they want to do a rate cut or no. The market consensus is 25 bips, and I also expect it's going to be 25 bips. Once it is, honestly feel it's going to be a sell the dip. Once that sell the dip happens, you will then start seeing a little bit of a correction across, and then we'll go into our final leg. Because I was also reading, I can't remember exactly if it was Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley or one of these larger banks, maybe Merrill Lynch or someone, but they were predicting at least 3 rate cuts in 2025 last quarter. So if that is indeed true, you're going to have a lot of liquidity coming in. And so you're going to start seeing again, like 2017, November should most likely be the peak, and October is also going to be extremely crazy. So position accordingly, but lot of liquidity sitting on the sidelines. Something interesting to think about. All right. So another interesting news that I found was that BlackRock's IBIT ETF, which is the Bitcoin ETF, which is the largest one, have bought over $1 billion this week, which is nearly 3 times the amount minted. This is only part of the news though, because the amount of and actually let me just open the farside.co.uk, right? ETF. Let me see. They have a beautiful chart. Yeah, there you go. So this is the Bitcoin ETF inflows chart. And if we see, guys, right here, on 12th of September, it was 642 million, which was 3 days back. On 11th, it was 552 million. Then there was 741 million. So just if I add this up, this is what 1.3, almost $2 billion right here in the last week. Compare that to the previous week, it was almost a net drawdown. So a lot of money has started flowing into Bitcoin, and they're probably positioning early, at least on the TradFi side, because they feel the rate cuts will spur the markets, and they're trying to get exposure into more risk on assets. There is a similar story on Ethereum ETF inflows as well. If you look at this, guys, there was a 400 million inflow here on 12th, then 113 here, 171 here. So this is not anywhere close to Bitcoin, but still at 700 million significant after a lot of sell-offs in the week preceding that, right? So what this means is we're going to have that Bitcoin pump first. It has to. If the bull market has to continue, then Bitcoin has to pump first, and we're going to see that. And then we're going to see these things kind of moving into a separate direction. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this to a separate tab so I can see you guys. If you have any questions, just drop in, and I'll probably see on my window as well. Anyways, so where was I? Yeah. So this is the state right now. You should expect more on the BTC side before you start seeing action on ETFs. I have not even, I think the last ETF that buy was by Bitmain, but after that I haven't heard really any big news. So something to think about. Another cool thing was BTC downside fears have notably eased as traders await the Fed rate decision. So traders aren't afraid right now. In fact, they're just sitting on the sidelines. They're just waiting to see how things unfold. But they're not but they're not crazy, greedy, or fearful, which is a good sign. Which means we're at an equilibrium state of sorts in the market. They're not going to kind of going crazy with their liquidations. I did see a bunch of short liquidations and maybe a few longs, more shorter because the prices basically shot up, and then also there was a correction as well with the CPI, but it's nowhere close to any crazy liquidation cascades, at least so far. Next, I saw this news where a divided Fed is expected to settle on a 25 bips interest rate cut. This is not a good news because there are a few members of the Federal Reserve Board who clearly feel that the economy needs some infusion of capital. They need a rate cut, and they need this thing that allows them to spur back economy, and then use that money to increase unemployment, like reduce unemployment numbers, give employment to 16 to 24-year-olds, and basically, have that cycle of economic growth restart. So I know Jerome Powell is in a very difficult situation because Trump tariffs has not made it easy. Because think about it, tariffs at some point in time has already started showing up on the PPI, which is probably why and they didn't really pass on all of that like increase in cost that American importers had to face on the CPI, but it did show in the recent numbers. So I feel like that's going to be on top of his mind, inflation. There are also calls for stagflation. I am not sure because the AI boom is going to make sure America does not get into the stagflation state. I'm still very extremely bullish. And, as Elon Musk says, it's better to be bullish and wrong than being a pessimist. And it is better to be an optimist and wrong than a pessimist and right. So I truly believe that. Okay, so this is where we are, a divided Fed. Not a good news for the economy, but definitely we are expecting a 25 bips rate cut. So consider that priced in, guys. Okay, so that was my part of the macro. Now I'm going to talk about some stuff around hyperliquid, and then I'm going to get to pump as well. So what's with hyperliquid, right? I mean, let me open the chart first because hyperliquid is a chart to watch. So let me look at my hype right now. I have hype drawn up right here. So let me actually clean it up for you. Let's see what's happening. So on the weekly, it's an extremely solid chart. Why is it an extremely solid chart? Because it's in a stage 2 continuation right here, and it's trending higher. It's a massive bull indicator right now. If you look at the fundamentals, if you know anything, if you're not living under a rock, you would know how much money Hyperliquid is making every single day. And literally all of it is going into buying back the Hype token. And not just that, now you have the Hyper EVM economy coming up, and many of the projects, including the newly minted stablecoin USDH, which will come in circulation very soon. A lot of those fees will also go into buying back the Hype token. Then you have Based One X, which is using Hyperliquid's builder codes. They are now nearing almost $800,000 in revenue every single day. Some portion of that money will also go into buying back Hype. So the Hype flywheel is extremely strong. In fact, it is one of my top conviction bets alongside the Pump token because both of them show the same reflexive strength. So you can see because Ethereum is kind of correcting a little bit, Bitcoin is having a hard time, but these guys are not stopping. So you need to be in coins whose reflexive behavior versus the larger ones is extremely strong, because when money flows into more risk on assets, these are the ones who are going to be massive runners because a lot of attention and capital will flow into them first. So I think even at 53, 52, it's a good buy. It's doing extremely well. Even if I look at on the daily basis, again, pretty solid chart, guys. You can already see it. I won't even call this a stage 3 consolidation. I think it's just if I look at it from all the way from here, it's just a stage 2 chart right now. So it's just rising. It's extremely positive, guys. So this is on Hype. Now, when I was studying Hype, I came across a couple of coins within the Hype ecosystem, which I didn't, because I I do look at the like study the Hype ecosystem closely, but more on the Hyperliquid side. So I was aware of DeFi ecosystem building on the on Hyper EVM, which is their EVM compatible chain. But it was great to see that now you have a bunch of different coins, and the Hyper liquid trading ecosystem wants to kind of boost the DeFi ecosystem in Hyper EVM. So there was a coin called PUP, which was launched by Upheaval Finance. And now this was initially, more of a kind of a meme, but not quite, because now what it does is it is now the utility coin for the entire Hyper EVM ecosystem. So that token can be used to provide liquidity. That token can be used to if you hold the PUP token, then Upheaval Finance, and you go trade on Upheaval Finance, you generate volume, right? Because it's a DEX like Uniswap, and by doing that and holding that, you get a points multiplier, and so that will increase your chances of receiving a an up airdrop. I think Hyperliquid is extremely solid, very strong project, and the Hyper EV ecosystem is already doing like close to 6 billion TVL, which is great for a chain in like 3 months old chain. Many chains have not been able to do that, right? So very bullish. Up would be one token that I would highly recommend that you look at. The project is called Upheaval 5, Upheaval 5 at the rate Upheaval 5. Go check it out. Go study. Ask Super Grok. I actually asked Super Grok, but let me come to my the other coins first. All right, so there was another really really cool tweet by Tobias. He's one of the folks that I follow for all my Hyperliquid like alpha, and he tweeted that Hyperliquid spent $18 billion on marketing, but called it an airdrop. If you make your community rich, they don't stop talking about it. Obnoxious. Hyperliquid. I agree. I am a firm believer that the product is the market cap, and communities only stick around if they see the money, if they see that they are benefited from it. And when they do, when they make a landslide, they are behind you like anything. And that's exactly what is happening. Hyperliquid doesn't even have a marketing team, to be honest. Tobias is marketing for them. I am marketing for them. Like anybody who was an early believer in hype market, and I actually didn't even have like zero airdrops, and I sold a lot of my like early whatever little I bought. So I made a fucking stupid move, but anyways, life goes on. But something to think about, right? This is the kind of thing that I want to look at: strong communities, and Pump has this right now. Right, next one. The whale holding 56,000 Bitcoin has just deposited another 1,100 BTC, propelling Hyperunit's TVL to 1.2 billion. If you don't know what Hyperunit is, it's basically building this liquidity layer. It's kind of a bridge which allows you to natively deposit, ETH, Sol, BTC from any chain to the Hyperliquid Hyper EVM, and this then acts as the liquidity layer, as for trading, for borrowing, lending, all those kind of things. So Hyperunit is one of the fastest growing. If you haven't used it, I highly recommend that you do a little bit of try and interact with this, because you might get the Hyperunit token if they decide to launch it, but there has been no news as yet. Okay, so I came across a couple of tweets and I found some information from Grok about them. The PUP, I've already told you about what they are. So you can, farm points and upheaval, but you can also use it for transactions and liquidity within Hyper EVM DeFi. And if you do that, it is also now trading with a spot trading pair on Hyperliquid X and Based One X. So if you use that, you earn 2x XP, which basically boosts your future airdrop opportunities for the base token. I highly recommend that you look at this. The next one is Rub and Flip. This was shared by Tobias, and I didn't know about them. I mean, they did come to my feed a couple of times, but today is basically the first time I'm looking at it. The first one is Rub. This is the native token of RUBFI, which is RubiFi, which is a decentralized market-making protocol on Hyper EVM and designed to democratize liquidity provisioning. So this has a 1 billion RUB supply. Allocations include community incentives, and there are no VC insiders. It's a fair launch token, which is also very good. So the way it works is users deposit RUB into RUBFi for APR from the market making rewards. It handles HIP3 market maker 2, ties to Upheaval, possibly UIP2 integration. So basically what happens is, the way this works is, it's a completely autonomous market maker. So you have a vault or some kind of smart contract where people deposit, and on the other side, people are taking trades from basically this liquidity, and this vault is basically earning fees. This is very similar to what JLP or the Jupiter liquidity pool token is. So kind of similar. So again, you have utility product, hyper EVM. If you want to bet on the future of hyper EVM, then Rub is another one. Then there's another one which is called FlipGo, and FlipGo is the first native streaming platform built on hyper EVM. So kind of like a pump fund competitor. I don't know, we are all pump fund believers, so I probably might not, but well, then again, when you have a strong rally, everything runs. So keep in mind, look at this project as well. It's called FlipGo HL. FlipGo is Hyperliquid's native streaming platform and live on Hyperliquid with their own tokens. If you want to bet, if you think the streaming meta is going to go, and you want to kind of hedge your bets beyond pump fund, then probably Hyperliquid is a good place to go. Okay, coming to Pump Fun, guys, are you excited? I'm excited about Pump Fun, and that is because creator capital markets are here to stay. And a lot has been said about this of what it is. Like Pump Fun tweeted, it is not a meta. It is a new paradigm for the entire internet economy, right? Get used to it. Why is that? It is so true because in other platforms, when you have when you want to basically do anything, you want to create content, it's going to be light years before you start seeing any meaningful rewards from the platform. But what Pumpfun in fact is doing is they're bootstrapping that by having the creator rewards coming through the volume on a token. So that allows the creator to then take this more seriously, build more cool streams for you guys or whatever. I personally feel we are still early, if I want to give you my honest assessment, and that's what I want to figure out, kind of streaming, that how early are we? Is this a meta? Because the other reality of the pump fund trenches is it's a massive pump and dump game. We have already seen a couple of creators rug pull their community. So people who stay long enough is going to be the first important indicator that I would want to look at. But I do see folks like JK and others who are trying their hard, their level best. There's a bunch of other, live TV like channels who have also come up, which is kind of cool. So these are the things that I would want to look at. But overall, I think it's an interesting experiment to do because it's very clear if Pump Fund wants to go and exist 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the line, it cannot be just on the back of a casino. They have to figure out a way to add utility. And I think the creator capital market meta, just looking at how things are happening 5, 10 years down the line, when you have AI coming in, when you have autonomous agents and embodied robots basically taking up our jobs, then people would go kind of tap into their creative spheres, and you will have more and more people becoming creators, becoming single person entities of their own, doing their own stuff. And that might just be the boom that that would take Pump Fund to where, I don't know, an Instagram is today. I really feel like in comparison to Kick, Twitch, Pump Fund has a much better incentive flywheel and also rewards flywheel. So is something that I really like about Pump. But now, talking about the chart, let's look at the pump chart. Let me just add the pump chart here. So pump USDT, and hello at the MEXC chart. Let's see. All right. So guys, just like Hyperliquid, very, very solid. Very congratulations to you if you're believers and you held from 0.002 or bought here, because then it's just skyrocketed. And in fact, if I go from here, the low, it has now done 242%. So amazing, amazing performance. What else would I say? On the chart, extremely bullish. If I remove those early things, I think volumes are pretty good. The MA is rising. The chart is up and to the right. So all the indicators, I think there might be a little bit of a correction, but if we are still in a bull market intact, I think any price around this would be a great entry point, or so even below. Like if this, you are lucky at like 0.5, but I mean at 0.07 I won't fret it, because I think this is going to be like at Fed's what is the market cap of Pump Fund? I think about 2.53 billion. Let me just check. Not sure. So CoinGecko, if I go to CoinGecko and if I look at Pump right now, oh, it's right here. I don't have to search for it. Okay. So the market cap fully diluted is about $8 billion. So if we look at the top 100, where does it sit, right? So fully diluted, if I add the fully diluted here as well. So, okay, fully diluted is here. Where is it? We're going to see it. One sec. FTV. Oh, I'll turn it on. Sorry. Okay. So 8 billion, right? So 8 billion puts it somewhere around here. So it should be around here. Where is it? Where is this? One sec, let me just reconfirm. CoinGecko, Pump Fund. Yeah, 7.9 billion. So it should show up here on this chart. It should show up right now. Okay, wait. I know why. Let me just do it by high to low FTB. So we're sitting around 7 billion would be right here, right? So right here, this would be what we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, 15, 16, 20, 25, what 30, what 40, 50 tokens ahead of us, right? And out of all of these tokens, which are ahead of Pump right now, none of them have the strong flywheel that Pump have, right? Like look at Story. Story is valued at $10 billion. They have nothing going on for them. They don't have any value revenues. They don't have like jack shit. They don't have jack shit, and yet it is valued like higher than Pump. Look at Ondo. Ondo is still good, but I don't like the unlocks. They're like very sucky. Athena is a good bet, but Athena also has really bad token unlocks. But they have the meta going for them. I already got my coffee, Alex. Am I looking for my energy down? Anywho, so you have you have Ondo, which is interesting. ETH. I feel it could easily in this cycle when it runs, right? It's quite possible it 2x's from here. So if it does 2x from here we're looking at around 15 to 16 billion dollars, like 15 billion dollars, which means it comes right around this point, right beside WorldCoin. It could even go beyond WorldCoin and Toncoin, but for that we would need massive liquidity coming in. If that happens, then we're going to see definitely cool things happen for Pump Fund. So yeah, extremely bullish on Pump Fund. Okay, so what else do I have for you? Let me see. So we covered Pump. Right now, there are a couple of streaming coins that you need to kind of pay attention to. I think JK is a one like Based House. He's doing all he can to kind of build the whole ecosystem around it. So that is cool. There was another one that I bought earlier, and let me just check what it was. So somebody said he is a big creator on YouTube or TikTok, and he recently launched his coin. Let me just grab open my app. And I have the Pump Fun app. Do you have the Pump Fun app? Bro, really cool, bro. Really cool. Good that you wake up at 6 and don't wake up at before 10 a.m. every any single day. Anyway, so I understand. Da, da, da. So yeah, this is this. It's this coin called Ted Zar. Ted Zar. So there was a bunch of chatter on my feed about. Oh no, not here, not here. Let me search here. So Ted Zar is the place. If I search TEDZAR, you will see a bunch of tweets about like this guy, right? TPS has secured footage confirmed TEDZAR will be streaming tomorrow on Pump Fun. So this was the original tweet that I saw that TEDZAR, I think he has 1.1 million followers on Instagram. I'm sorry, on TikTok, and he has launched his own coin. So it's currently sitting, when this tweet was launched, I think it was sitting at market cap of 250K, and right now let me see what it is. It's currently sitting at market cap of 448K. So if somebody would have bought at the time this tweet was shared, which is when I saw it first, I could have, you would have doubled your money right here. So interesting that Web2 creators want to come and launch their coins on Pump Fund. This is exactly what they want. And if this happens, and more are able to do it, and they don't just dump on their communities, right? So go see, look at Ted Zer's videos, see if you like resonate with him. I feel like creator coins should only be bought if you resonate with the creator. If you don't, go fuck it. Fuck it. Whether if you just want to gamble, you have better coins than doing it on Creator Capital Meta. I think the Creator Capital Meta is different, but suits you. Do whatever you think is best. Okay, I'm gonna end this stream with a couple of things very quickly that I'm gonna go through. One is some updates on the prediction market meta. This was very cool. He shows basically how the mind share for prediction markets is now much higher. It basically top blasted. This was when the election season was hot. And so everybody was thinking that, okay, elections are here. It's going to be really cool that now we have, this massive rally coming in. in prediction markets. But you can see now we have blasted those through and we don't have any elections. So prediction markets have proven product market fit, which is like really, really cool. So this is a tweet. Keep in mind that prediction markets are really hot. This was another one by Tariq, who's the founder of Kalshi. Kalshi and Polymarket are basically the two big players who are kind of going toe to toe against each other, locking horns and trying to figure out who will win. So really cool. Kalshi just set a record for most trades in a single day. Election day was 435,000 and today is 484,000. So you can already see things are kind of going up. Let me just do drop a congratulatory note. So congratulations, Tarek. Here we go. This thing is just getting started, motherfucker. All right, so I just I want to tweet sometimes. Anyway, so this is what is happening on prediction markets. This is an opportunity for you to kind of get started. Good morning, Ayush. I think thank you for joining my stream. And so this is where we are in the market. You have the creator meta, which is very hot. You have the prediction market meta, which is hot. You have hyperliquid and the hyperliquid trenches, which are very hot. You should definitely look at coins like, let me go back. Alrighty, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, you should definitely look at some, beta plays on Hyperliquid like Flip, Rub, and the third one like Pup. It might be, these might be good runners if money kind of flows from the Hyperliquid main coin, the Hype coin, into these like sub places. So this is basically how I see the market evolving, guys. I think we are still the bull market is still intact. I am worried of making any new entries right now, either on perps or spot, simply because I feel the rate cut on the 17th is a sell the news event, and when that happens, I need to have the patience to just wait it out. If it doesn't happen, it's okay. I'll buy at a slightly higher price, but if it does, I get a good price. So that's it, guys. That was it in today's stream. This was the first time I've done a live stream. I've never done it before. It was kind of fun. I mean, I did one like almost a decade back. So wow, time flies, and I'm getting so old. Anyways, that was it, guys. Alex, you asked me Solana secret coins for the airdrop farming. Um, yeah, I mean, if you're using that phone, then good. I didn't buy that phone. I love my iPhone, bro. I'm not gonna buy the Solana Seeker. I'm gonna wait. But if you do make like crazy airdrops, then all the best to you. Um, I'm gonna come back here again. Hopefully, and my plan is to do like daily streams, but daily streams kind of become hard because I also have a full-time job. So I will try and do more like, at least Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's the initial intent. If I'm able to do that, then all good. If not, also, this is not the camera that I use to do my streams. I use a like really nice camera, but somehow, it's like giving me some technical difficulties. So next time you're gonna see me, I'm gonna be in a very nice place and everything. So stick around, guys, if you liked it. If you want to back me up, I have only owned one soul of my coin because I just want the community to own it. If I make any money out of the creator fees, that's great. If not, that's fine too. I'm not doing for the money. Just wanted to be early in a new meta. That's all my intention is. So if you want to back, be a little bit of a supporter, then go ahead. Whatever little doesn't matter. $1, $10, $100. If you want to buy the coin, buy it. No, don't want to buy it, don't buy it. No problem. I'll still show up every single day to show you alpha. Now, how do you keep in touch with me? Like a couple of places. Let me just share my screen again. Oh, did I do this entire thesis without sharing my screen? I hope not. Damn, damn. Okay, I think I shared my screen, hopefully. If I didn't, I'm so sorry because I just went through the entire lecture. I'm not sure. Was I sharing my screen, guys? Can somebody confirm? Anyways, what is done is done. I think I was. So first, you can follow me on Rohit Chauhan. My profile is at DJNRSC. I usually share a lot of like stuff around here, and then you can also go to my YouTube channel, which is right here. I think. Where is my YouTube channel? Where's my YouTube channel? Yeah, this is my YouTube channel at the rate Crypto Scoop FM. You will find a lot of like insightful content and stuff here. Thank you, Alex. Trying to keep my beard in order after your initial comment. So these are the two places to find me, and I'm gonna see you again soon, guys. It was good fun. It was good fun. Take care. doing the live stream. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you again. Sayonara.